So when you're trying to demonstrate body positioning, one of the hardest things to get people to do on an upright bike is to actually get their head out to kiss that mirror. Because by the time your head gets out where it should be, the rest of your body will tend to follow where you want to go, if you can get your head out there. And so I see some people just kind of lunge forward, you know, and stuff like that, but getting that face out approximately where the mirror, shoulder, your knee, and your inside foot are all pointed in the direction that you want to go. Your arms are bent. Your elbows are bent really good. Your wrists are relaxed really well. Your foot, if your balance is right on the ball of your foot, on your foot peg, then your knee and your toe are going to be pointed in the direction you want to go. And especially as you already know, I hope, you're always looking where you want to go, because that's where you end up going whether you like it or not, right? So that's why we talked about sighting those cones. So while you're using your body position, then you're looking out ahead to see where you want, what your reference point is in the corner, and then as soon as you get that, then you're looking for your next reference point beyond.
People just cruising down the straightaway on the back straight like this. Guys, if you tuck, a full tuck, like get down, that helps force you to get into that corner easy. If you're sitting up like this down the straightaway, just kind of relaxing, you have to make so much more effort to get into that body position. Where if you're tucked, you're already there. You're already in that mode of thought where you're like, all right, I just push myself into here, or I just get into here. Because you're up here like this, you have to really be like, oh, I got to get over, and then people get lazy and they don't do it. So really work on, you know, tucking down the front straightaway.
Now on the right, that's what's fun.
How bad? This too is
okay. And it's harder on the right. Most people have a harder time with right corners than with left. Why do you think that is? Throttle, yeah. So because you're trying to turn throttle while you're trying to relax your wrist, while you're trying to tuck your elbow in and down. And so it's a little more awkward, but the more comfortable you are with keeping that arm bent and not trying to steer the bike, but just hanging on while the bike drives itself, the easier it will be to find that position. Can you get your knees that full? Yeah, right. All right, which way you want to turn first? To the right? Okay, cool. This is off the right. Now see, you're throwing out your hip a little too much, okay? And your shoulder's not enough. I know that sounds weird, but my shoulders, what? Your shoulders aren't out enough, and your hips are out too much. Your shoulders, yeah, because your tendency is to swivel around the tank. Say again. So your tendency is to swivel around the tank, and a lot of guys have that initially, is to swing with their hip, right, but you're trying to move your hip laterally. And so
like this,
yeah,
then like this.
Yeah. In fact, every time I go out, it looks goofy, but I sit there and practice. You know, trying to move my butt, but in a straight line instead of this thing.
So, remember we talked about in class how we use our legs to control the bike with, right? We use our legs to steer the bike with. We weight our pegs with our legs. Put your arms up in the air. Now lean off the bike. All right, what are you doing wrong? You're not opening up. You gotta swivel your hips. Yeah. You have to weight your inside peg, and you can always use your outside leg to hold on to the bike.
I can't go nowhere.
Get your arms up in the air. Get your arms up in the air. Use your feet. Now swivel to the other side with your feet. Don't touch the handlebars. All right? That's the concept. You use your legs, not your arms. Hard, isn't it? Yeah. All right. So that's the concept. Going through the chicane. The chicane is not taking the bike with the arms straight and steering the bike. The chicane is leaning and weighting your inside peg and swiveling your hips to the other side of the bike and then weighting the other peg. That's all it is going through the chicane. Weight the peg, swivel your hips, weight the peg, so you're on the gas onto the straightaway. So one thing that you guys can do when you're at home with the stand, nobody's around, get in your garage, get up on your bike, get your arms here, and just practice swiveling your hips. Practice opening up your legs like you're a catcher in a baseball game. Get your legs open, keep them perpendicular to the seat, and swivel. And the next time you come to the track, you'll be using your lower body to steer the bike with. Believe me, when you guys go home tomorrow, your legs should be hurting from moving the bike with your legs, not your arms. As Paul was talking about, you want to bend your elbows, drop your shoulder into the turn, get your head out there where you can see what's going on. A lot of good information.
How much you want to try it, sir? Yeah, So you're going to get these muscular guys out here too. They're still flexible. They're not just muscular.
saw the video.
Oh, did you?
I doing it so much.
Yeah. Yeah, Dirk's got a bunch. Okay.
So you think about where the mirror is, right?
Yeah.
Kissing your mirror, looking up the track, bending keeping your elbows bent, and naturally letting your elbow and shoulder drop you into the turn. Ben Spees or any of those guys, when they're leaned off the bike, sometimes you'll see them, they're way out here, right? They're way out here. They're past where the mirror is. So even if the mirror is where your mirrors normally would be at a full lean, yeah, that's where you should be. Even leaned over, you should be out here being able to look up the track. And if you know, if I'm leaning left and there's a right-hander coming up, as soon as I make my turn, I'm swiveling across the bike, looking up into the next turn. Bam. Right? Always look where you're going to go. As soon as you hit the apex of the turn, it's time to be looking up the track or for the next turn or whatever else is coming. Right? And another thing, the more weight that you keep over the front of the bike, the more feel you're going to get from the front end. So the more that you're leaned out over the front of the bike where the front tire is, the better feel you're going to get from whatever's going on the front end. And that helps a lot. If you look at the way Ben Spees rides, he rides on the front wheel. He's so far out over the front of the bike out here, that's why he whips everybody's ass. He can feel what the bike's doing. He's got so much feel coming off the front end, it's easy for him. And so what I tell people is most modern sport bikes, the engines are put in the frame for mass centralization. If you can manage to keep your body weight in the same spot of where the engine is at all times, right over the front of the bike, that's the ideal position you want to be in, especially at speed, right? Sitting here like this, it's a little hard, but when you get out on the track, try to start applying those concepts. And
Right. Okay. Okay, yeah, you're down plenty. It's good. You got a death grip though on the left clip on. You see that? You see how intense your hand? Okay.
you can always hold on to the ground. Not bad. Other side, swivel, swivel, swivel.
I like to see. Nice. Okay. You've been practicing in the mirror.
You've been practicing in this garage in the mirror. There you go, yeah. Pretty good. Remember to don't look so far, keep your head up just a little bit so you can see what's going on the track.
I'm doing the camera. Yeah, no problem with the butt out.
Yeah, almost too much butt.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah.
Too much butt, not enough head and shoulder action.
Yeah, there you go. Relax, relax. Swivel to the other side.
Oh yeah, it is hard in sandals.
I still see a
Which way you want to go?
go ahead.
Not bad, very nice.
Swivel to the other side.
Sorry.
It's okay. Yeah, pretty
Nice triangle of daylight right here.
Yeah.
When you're following somebody who's got good body position, you'll see that every time.
Put your hands up in the air. Lean off the bar. Yeah, pretty good. Hands up. Now swivel. A little harder, isn't it?
Yeah. Let's stay centered.
One, two, there you go.
Are you comfortable trying to get your head a little farther forward? Yeah, could you bust up against the tail section?
There you go. I have been practicing in my life.
Pretty good, dude. I remember being that age.
Open up a little bit more. There you go. Slowly that way. You don't necessarily have to lift yourself up. Just try to swivel yourself. Swivel back. There you go. There you go. There you go. You don't necessarily have to lift yourself up, guys. Just swivel. Much better.
And it sounds like you tell yourself to breathe.
Watch it. Don't knock the bike over.